3 unread. Yeah. Don't need those anymore because we got Mesa. The treasure hunt. Damn, we got a lot of things in the foundry. So obviously I haven't played for a few days. Atlas. We got Equinox building. Equinox, Mesa, Revenant. Ah, right. You have to do the aspects before you can build her too. Damn, she takes a long time to build. 12 hours for the parts, 3 days for the aspects, and then another 3 days for this. What's up, Ray? Still alive. Hope you're well. Mesa and who? Revenant. Now, just check my list here. Yeah. Close it. So I only need one of these. One of those. So we just need one of each. Don't need to build more of them. Frames can all stay for the moment. Let's go and put regular Atlas on and feed it to Helminth. We do anything else? Feed him basically everything. Wow, everything's full green because I haven't touched it for a while. Damn, never seen that before. Damn, how much polymer did he just take? I might have to take that back. Although if I do, I'll have to re-click everything else. 12,000. Ready for Plague Star? I am. I'm hoping that'll reinvigorate me to some degree. It comes out tomorrow, right? Immune to status, range, melee damage, energy rate? Energy rate's pretty nice, and 25 heal rate is kind of nice too. Oh wait, I didn't actually feed him. Okay, doesn't work. Eighth. Yeah, so got the new saw weapon. I wasn't looking, but what the hell is going on with his head? That's fine. It looked like his head had been removed and that was a stump, but he was just head down. Guess it would be around midnight since their release time is usually noon Canada. Yeah, so it may not be here for my stream time tomorrow. Yeah, but I guess get that bone saw and then grind former. Been feeling pretty demotivated ever since finishing Steel Path and Railjack, because everything else is like basic grind. So I'm not sure how hard I'll be able to go. I guess we'll find out. Obviously the former's nice, but the main draw, I mean that is the main draw, but speedrunning it makes it easier. Gives you like a tangible goal. Talk to Ticker real quick.
Everyone on my books wants to make a difference. All of them seasoned professionals.
Nothing I want.
Let me check back in a little bit.
So gonna do a lot of rep straight up.
If Solaris United is your call.
72. I need a buy right now. Tomorrow, I guess. Did you stockpile the mixers? Forgot their name. I built a few. So I think you're only supposed to use one of them, right? We were talking about this the other day. So the Eidolon Phylaxis and the Infested Catalyst, yeah. So I think you just want to use this one. So I guess you use 4 per run, so that's quite a few runs covered. I think when all the events I've done in the past, I just used all 8. I know you can use 4 of each, but I think using 4 of one makes the standing per minute faster. So by not leveling them up or by not spawning more, I don't remember which is which.
Eidolon Seat Swung. We are prepared. Was it ever thus? Yes. Commit.
Yeah.
Tenno separating from simple nexus at Quill on.
So I have to do there. I guess, I don't know what I still need from Deimos or not. What's up, Pixel? Thank you. So, there may be more Necromech mods that I can buy from Lloyd. But I think I've got all the weapons from here now.
Greetings. I am
Hang on.
prepared to assist you.
Yeah, I bought these blueprints
Worthy.
last time.
Forgive me, I've always wanted to say that.
Got the Void Rig, got the Bone Widow. Looks like we've got all the parts. So I guess I have to find. Wait, I have to build these. Yeah. Got all the Necromech mods. There's just the sculpture which I already own and is in my ship, so I don't need anything else from here.
I trust this. Be pragmatic in all aspects.
I do know, you know.
Nothing from her. Pretty sure I've got all this.
We are good friends. It's well together. We will build the future.
I guess there might be more stuff at Grandmother.
The boy was rash, no doubt.
I actually have no idea what these do.
Deimos on secret odysseys.
Oh, they just give you the random tokens in exchange for
Well, he
random
paid for it.
resources.
Scolded, lashed, and banished from the family of. Let's you and I as you wish. I never could persuade them to throw anything away.
So that's all cosmetic stuff that, you know, maybe I would want, but it's not really the grind at the moment, so I'm not worried about that for now.
Yeah. Shall we?
I guess the only thing you get from her is the
Idea.
glass shard, which I don't need at the moment. Want to buy the Sentinel skin? Nah, I don't really care about skins too much.
Need weapons? Of course you do.
I've got this. Got this. Got this. Got Lavos. Oh wait. Sepulcrum's the pistol, the Trumner's the rifle, which I do have. Got the Cedo. Don't have these mods yet. 20k a pop. I've built the Spore Lacer and the Vermisplicer, so I have all the weapons here, but he does have mods that I need. Go ahead and write that down. Mods from father. So that needs Damo's rep. Which means doing bounties out here, which quite the grind.
Much obliged. Keep safe.
Oh, put it on the list, something to do.
None of the monstrosities you'll find out there are as fearsome as the demons.
Spits up a maggot every 15 seconds. Latch onto the enemy and provoke other enemies within 40 meters to attack. Explodes, dealing 400 viral damage. There's potential to that, so I need that as well. It's only 10k, we can buy it. So we don't need anything else from the sun, apart from these. Let's go ahead and make them. We need the Medjay Predacite. And that has Iran and Mana. Build him.
The creature's healthier than ever, and looking superb with it. It's yours now.
We also need the
And
Crescent.
may you
Let's go.
always as you wish.
Jesus and Jar.
Congratulations, Tenno.
Alright, so that's the last two pets we needed from here. So apart from Father, I guess we're done here. And Father means doing mother bounties. I still need to get the Nautilus. Apparently a Moa and Fortuna I need to build. And then the Dormer and Heckhound pets, which I guess there's no point doing those before I finish the sisters. Because I may just get one.
I shall languish.
I don't think there's anything else here.
I have the honor of a name and a little taste of freedom. Whatever you're doing out there, Tenno, keep at it. Indeed.
I want to remember to look at that real quick.
See you around.
Down Deimos bounty rep. Do that at some point. So I think I'm leveling a Predacite at the moment. Yeah. Ah, I didn't realize each version of the Predacite would give you different mods. Like these are Crescent, these are Medjay. Rank them all up. I guess because they're all new, I'll end up seeing what they do when I actually level the pet anyway. And this is just to entire species. I haven't used the Bronco in a very long time. I think it was okay for a while there. I expect it to have been very much power creeped by now though. What it was called. There we go. It's only 3 points. So that's crowd control. That's damage. So I guess I want this just to make sure he's spawning maggots as often as possible. And this is basically Nidus 2, but smaller. So we'll take that. So I need to do Nightwave. I think there's a lot to do with Nightwave. We're gonna do Simaris, obviously. Let's check out No Wave real quick. Damn, there is a lot to do. There are 1,000 enemies on the steel path. Complete 3 sorties and complete 1 sortie. So I guess we're doing sorties. I don't know how long it would take to kill 1,000 enemies in the steel path. Like 20, 30 minutes survival maybe? So I'll probably do that today. I think we'll work on this first. Annoying that I can't take Atlas to do sorties because he's not max rank. 5 different bounties on the plains. I don't think I need anything else from there at the moment. 15 minutes? Yeah. Just look at my frames. Yeah, so whatever frame it was that came from these bounties I already got. Glaive Prime it with Loki. Glaive Prime anything with anyone and it'll win. Atlas Prime is up. I mean, I guess. I'm on him. I didn't go out of my way to farm him. He just sort of fell into my lap.
Got something. Heavy hitter like you needs a little snack.
So I guess we want to do the 5. Wait.
You pay me in red. I pay you. You come back
If I do the Steel Path bounty,
you go in. You work.
does that count as killing Steel Path enemies? I would imagine so, right? He actually has a head. I think I've got... Oh no, this is his skin, yeah.
See you again, eh?
Oh, he has a neck now. That was the main thing, right? I don't mind the way he looks. I'm gonna do the easiest one first. Probably do the Steel Path as well, though I don't know if any of the weapons I have can kill these guys. It's all leveling stuff. Invoice, Spirex, the Heat Dagger.
Let's make this place as inhospitable as possible for them. The commander in charge of this detachment.
So I guess we get some levels on the lower tier ones first. Flying uppercut. Just reminded me of the Xanagoth video where he's getting that like unlimited fire rate. It's raining missiles. Not a huge fan of this reload animation. It's very basic. Sure you can. What weapon is that? It's the Envoy, right? Comes from one of the sisters.
Emergency Grenier supply caches are hidden in the vicinity of my
Not yet sure how good it is. Two down. Better opticore? It's more like the Ogress, I would say. It's a rocket that you can control. wherever you're looking, or you let go and then it just goes to wherever you last looked. Supposedly it's very good. Wasn't sure if they'd catch that or not. I think I've only got half mods on there at the moment. It is kind of satisfying to track down things like this, though. Doesn't really work on small maps. Well, I mean, it works the same way as the Ogress, right? You just jump right on top of someone and blast them. It also reloads when it's holstered. So I got 3 rounds in there now. You can kind of hear it clicking over. Now it's got 8 rounds again. So there's a mod that does that, but this just has it innately, which is nice. Does have self-damage. There's no self-damage in the game anymore. It's self-knockback. So you're close to the detonation. I may have prime sure-footed on. I think I do. If you're that close to it, it'll send you doing like a backflip. And then if you are like too close but not super close, you'll just do the quick thinking blocking animation. And all explosives do that now. It is annoying, yeah. Atlas passive, okay. That makes sense. I'm sure footed is a must. People are definitely running it a lot more than they used to be, that's for sure.
You pay me in red, I pay you in silver.
I don't know if I'll be able to kill anything here.
Couldn't get anyone to take that on.
Guess we'll find out. Don't think I can fit any more mods on.
Quills tell me there's a clear spy lurking in Cetus. As usual, they're short on details.
It's totally annoying and totally unfun in every aspect.
Near out there,
I agree.
so we can find the spy in here.
It makes sense that they're trying to have some negative to the AoE weapons, though. They are so stupidly powerful. $240 ping. Not too bad. I don't really want to fight this thumper. I wonder how much damage is based on having the viral procs on him. Because I punched the unprocced guy. Not doing a whole lot. I know the crits still fuck him up. Okay, never mind. Guess the viral still helps. Kinda weird to use an explosive as a primer though. Mutually exclusive terms. Well, I'm used to having, you know, 400 or 500 ping, so anything lower than that, I'm pretty happy with. That looked like my dog's face had that on top of it. Which reminded me of like some of the zombies in one of the Resident Evils. Caught me off guard. I haven't tried the Spirex here yet. I guess I can also hit him with my 3 first. That's my 4. So that's 70k then. I forget what the damage multiplier is with the 3, but I think it's sizable. I've never seen this have like a gun on it before. Usually they just thump around and spam shockwaves everywhere. I think this damage is alright when it spawns up. Gotta kill like 10 guys to get max efficiency though. Someone's got the Tsar, and they can just carry us through it all. Kuva Tsar. You can hear all the little bomblets going off. So this is Steel Path. I guess it's counting? Oh yeah, it has to be. That's the only Steel Path I've done. So I'm just not killing very many. I'm getting carried by the squad. Oh. Slash broke, fucking me up. I think you get health from the armor stacks as well. I forget what it's called. The rubble? Maybe that's only when you're at max armor. I don't really remember how that works. Curious if I could freeze those guys. It's like a yes. Now I'm curious if I can punch them. Punch the pilot out. No. We're a little unpredictable.
More Grenier inbound. Don't let them harm the drone.
I feel like I have basically no radar. I guess I don't have the aura on at the moment. So it's not stacking with the pet. Vaguely remember talking about that. I think Atlas comes with a default V.
They're sending another wave to take out the drone. Stay alert.
I do like Atlas. Not very fond of his 2. I don't think I've found much use for that. Only one I can remember actually is locking in defense targets. So when you get the operative, you can like block them in a corner or something. Apart from that.
Resourceful for my location. I want to put them on edge, so they start moving the stairs. You're near the armor post. Two enemies around the guards. One of them is carrying out the events.
remember the reason for casting is for. I think it has like an AoE petrify. And I guess just distraction for mobs. Not so important in a squad, but pretty good solo. What's up, Fuel? Oh, you're welcome. Happy to help. Glad you got something out of it. The Steel Path and Railjack was definitely very interesting. I feel like after having done that, it's pretty hard to find natural draw in the game at the moment. I'm hoping Plague Star kind of reinvigorates a little bit. At the end of the day, I always talked about how it's all about making your own content, but after 7,000 hours of doing that, I kind of really want them to provide a little bit more. Why isn't this guy dying? What's going on here? Yeah, I think the problem with the Steel Path is that the spawns just make it feel so good that it makes the rest of the game feel worse. That's what I ran into. So then as soon as I finish that, everything else looks so lackluster. Which is sad. I'm thinking about... So we'll do the Plague Star. See how I go with that. And then I'm thinking about starting a new account. Doing like a new player run through. Which could be interesting because I don't remember much of the game at this level. I remember even less of the beginning stuff. That was a big deal to farm Rage back in the day. Rage and Lifestrike used to be like two priorities. There have been so many changes since I was at that level. I don't know if I would. I don't know. I don't know how that would go. Everything else I have left to do is just like low level grind, more or less. Nightwave, farming frames from the same old bosses they used to come from. Sanctuary, Affection. I think Deimos bounties. I have to get Zarko again. I guess sorties, but sorties aren't even like the highest level thing now that Steel Path exists. The main reason I used to make sortie videos was because it was the hardest thing you could do. Not really the case anymore. Is that the whole bounty done? No. I'll take that. Still have to do 3 more, I think. 3 or 4. Just kicked over my pyramid. So go back to doing the low-level pickle ones. I don't think I can just spam the same one. It said different, right? Pretty sure you have to do the variety. Only 3 stages, pretty good. The same bounty 5 times before realizing it said different. Oof. Big oof. It's rough doing this when you don't actually need anything out here. I have fuck all duration at the moment, apparently. I guess I am only rank 17. So that's a friendly maggot. It's the first one I've seen. I don't know how frequent they are. I guess it's said every 15 seconds, right? In combat. It's handy that Atlas's passive is what it is when I'm leveling this weapon. I think it'll kill these tier 2 guys. I like explosives because it feels like it's so much more about the movement. Anything that accentuates the movement in Warframe is a good thing, in my opinion. It's like the best part of it. It's the main reason the Brahma's my favourite weapon, but it applies to every explosive for sure. Not that I really need to be mobile at this level, but...
You've reached the location. Clear out nearby hostiles.
So it's only 3 stages, but every stage is a forced waiting period. Definitely not killing that. Satisfying as it is. Almost got that one. It's kind of weird that the missiles slow down when you're aiming. Oh, the heat procs. Doing work on those things. Why did that light up for me? Oh. You can see I got the quick thinking stagger just then because I wasn't on the ground. I wonder if I can get the blowback thing. There you go, that's the backflip I was talking about. Instead of self-damage. This really slow animation that you're locked into. What's up, Sauerkraut? It's working on Nightwave at the moment. Leveling some stuff as well. Envoy, Atlas Prime, Spear-X. Pretty decent weapons. Still got so many sisters and liches that I have to do. I guess maybe another 10 combined. May or may not get around to doing more of that today. Go down. Doing alright. Making progress. So this one's just kill. I actually have to be here for the full 5 minutes. Oh, is that a million crit on that uppercut? Or butcher? Where's this guy? Did I get it? Pretty solid affinity out here. It's most welcome. Out of ammo, because of course. I'm not used to having squad members picking shit up for me. Two more. So I think it has to be tier 3 and 4 now though. So it'll take a bit longer. No, don't have to go in to do another bounty, but I think it's just a habit to go in and drop party, start again. The dog just shaking itself? Go away, bot. Remember to ban that one day. So see if the squad wants to come or not. Nope. Everyone just bails immediately.
been giving us no end of trouble. You're my go-to dead.
Ah.
Konzu is right.
Why is everything saying it's 30? It can't be right.
To draw this Grineer commander into an open fight.
I guess it is.
Information about our target. Bring it to me.
Before we get squad members, I'm going to go inform her a few things I can. I thought my sister weapons had to go higher than 30. I guess I haven't informed them yet. Okay, guess I'm just dumb. It'll be on there. This is a crit weapon. $84 crit, we'll try that. Kind of do want more fire rate on here though. So. See how that feels, probably not great. I can just hear the NPCs talking in the background. Weird. Throw V on here. This is crit 2. It's 14 though. So they both don't fit. I'll do for now. Guess we'll throw an adapter on here. It seems pretty good. So we can upgrade that. Quite full yet, but getting there. Okay. I guess I should put the actual mods on. So yes. Oh, I've got these because I'm on Atlas. Right. And his melee counts as a stat stick. I'm not going to polarize it for that reason. would usually have CO Blood Rush in here. I don't know if this works on his one, probably not. You should try a solo Terrorless Trilon without reminding yourself of any strats looking up the current meta. Would be interesting. I plan to do it without doing research first, yeah, for sure. And then I'll get super pissed off and look up a world record speedrun and find out how to do it properly. So I guess we'll still go back with what I was running with. Corrosive Heat for now is fine, actually. Yep. Wait, it does. Okay. Bit of extra. Yeah. I will get around to doing that. I guess just a D on here. It's the heaviest mod. This probably isn't really worth the slot, but I don't think the predicites are hard up on for slots. I don't think there's a lot of good stuff to put on them. I remember that being quite good when I used to play, like early days. I think it goes up to 600 health. Why is that not maxed, actually? It seems weird that I would have that where it is. But yeah, I'm sure 600 health now is not very good. I don't even have a predecite yet. I got the Panzer and Sly, and that's it. Well, I think the community agrees that those two are the only ones worth using. And then I'm just getting the rest because it's Warframe. You got to get everything, right? Got to catch them all.
Heavy hitter like you, fighting. Oh, see you soon.
I like knowing that I've got everything if I, for some reason, do need it. Not that I really expect to. I think I'll probably go back to the Panzer. I've still got a few more pets to collect. $260 ping. Not bad. Completionist, yeah. Unity's rolling in. I always think this symbol here is an enemy on the map, but it's not. A 2-minute waiting session. Excuse me? I'm interested to see this weapon maxed out. The Ogress is pretty solid, and this, I'm hoping that this will be the Corpus variant of the Ogress. So the Ogress is really good for Grineer. I don't really have a go-to weapon for dealing with Corpus, so it would be nice if this was it. So it has innate, magnetic, and heat, I think, and then it's modded for viral. So pretty good for the condition overload stuff. Seems pretty fun to use. I forgot the water did that. I thought that was only at night. Doesn't really seem like night. Where is this guy? That's a roller. You can see how much I rely on the minimap to find things, find enemies. That definitely went straight through this rock. Sure why my rumble is marked as an enemy, but sure. Another waiting section. Is it possible to get your glyph? It is not at the moment. Glyph system's been shut down since before my break. I don't really foresee it coming back at the moment. But I'm not a warframe partner anymore, so if you're a completionist in that regard, doesn't really matter. There's Wukong. What the hell is this siren? I guess that's for night. Forgot about that. Sad, yeah. I do miss it for sure, but it was a shitload of work. I think we ended up with about... I don't remember the exact number, but it was somewhere around 180 people earned it over the year or so that it was available. What's up, Shinobi? I just have my map open on standard missions. You mean this one? I'm definitely not going to play like that out here. I'm just so used to looking to the top left that even if I have the larger overlay map, I can never train my eyes not to look at the top left. So for speedrunning, it would make sense to have the bigger map open so you can see a bit more, but I could just not train my brain to register that. Tried for a while there. Public triathlon, found a guy with your glyph. I see a few around. There's quite a few on my friends list that have it, which makes sense. Plenty of people still using it. It certainly surprises me every time I see it. Actually, speaking of, that was a Nightwave thing, wasn't it? I know it's an emote. Hang on. There we go. I was doing a Kuva defense, just with someone from stream chat, and they happened to own the glyph, so they just painted it on the wall at some point, and then halfway through the mission I noticed it. It surprised the hell out of me. I don't know if I can kill this thing. I wonder if I can freeze it. The answer is no. That is going to take forever to kill it, so I'm not going to bother with that. Curious if the Vombalists would count towards the killing X enemies. can hear them shooting, but I can't see them anywhere. Way up on the hill, maybe. It was actually the glowing of the Grenier. I think I could see their eyes. Now this thing shows up as an enemy. I don't miss listening to Onko talk about how to deal with the terrorist. I've heard those voice lines many, many times. Doesn't really work on open worlds. So reduce the opacity of that map in the settings. Yeah, I don't know how useful that would be though, because you won't be able to see anything, right? I don't understand why people don't get rid of this thing. It makes me irrationally angry having that on any of my frames. Even in the smallest form. So for people to have a fully grown one and just leave it there? Something wrong with them. There's always one guy that just runs back. Oh, he's on the K drive, of course he is. He doesn't know how to bullet jump. Alright, so I think we've got to do one more. Hasn't been too bad, all things considered.
Pay me in red. I pay you. One more off the docket.
A lot quicker than I thought it would be. And he reduces the opacity, hang on, of the map itself. Enemy radar thingies on the floor will stay the same.
I would like to keep the quills happy. Will you oblige?
Well, I don't think I need it in the open world, and I don't think that would be super useful in regular mission, because the only reason I would want to min-max my map is for speedrunning, and if I'm speedrunning I still need to see the layout of the tiles. And the whole reason that I want to have the bigger map up is to see the tile overlay, so I can navigate a bit quicker. For open worlds. It does make sense. I'm sure a lot of people use it. It's not really for me. I've seen one of these guys for a while. That would be interesting. Alright, we'll leave him alone for the moment. That guy just got yeeted. I think that guy's on the Itzel, like, sucking everyone in. Probably not a bad strat if you got some kind of explosive. I don't want to see him do it. Not sure where he's headed. I don't think I've swapped Archwing for any serious reason for a very long time. Amisha is just so like broken, overpowered. Out of everything in the game, I would say the Amisha is probably the most broken thing relative to all its peers. It's just ridiculous. Maybe not the most used broken thing, because no one likes Archwing, but definitely up there on the tier list. I should have done that before I killed him. But I guess that would keep him steady, right? Petrified that. I don't know if... I don't think of any reason to do that. What the? Vaska Kavat. I think I've actually done those already. I swear that just said bad Vaska Kavat, good capture. I don't really remember doing a Kavat here, but the Vaska name rings a bell. So I think I probably have. Just want to punch him. They do blow up after a while. Kind of hard to judge distance and lead on these guys. Nidus Prime and Plague Star tomorrow? Yep. I wouldn't be rushing out to farm Nidus, although I am interested to see what he looks like. I guess they've revealed his skin already, right? Because I haven't seen it yet. Curious what a Prime infested frame would look like. Yeah, but Plague Star, I'll definitely have a look at. Oh, we got him. Easier when there's no pilot on it. Not sure what that guy's shooting. I think there's a challenge that I have to fly around for like 10,000 meters on one of those things. Is that a cat I'm punching?
Search the area for the relic.
Sometimes we fail, despite our best efforts.
No, no, it's dead. I think I petrified it and that broke it. Gold part Nidus Prime wasn't. Gold parts Nidus Prime has wasn't looking good. I'll have a look. I think he's got a few skins anyway, right? It's not too huge of a deal. I was pleasantly surprised with Atlas Prime. I think I actually prefer him his skin over the Tenogen one I had for him already. Fill up at the perimeter while they're all in the middle. My pet name is Bug. Done that one already. Alright, I did a whole lot of nothing. Atlas is max rank. Gotta form him again. I guess we'll do the aura next.
It appears he's trying to
Get my beloved enemy radar back.
capture him and the relic. The officer is inside. Back form. There's the officer.
Alright. Done and done. That took about an hour total. Plus, I guess I was doing all my rep stuff. It does add up, but it wasn't really too bad. Prime is a great advancement over Atlas. For Prime, DE make good Prime designs, poor old Primes like Frost. Yeah, all the old frames are very basic by comparison, I will agree. Not just the Primes, like all the old default skins as well. Like, the difference here is crazy. Even if Ash isn't the most amazing, I think he's still decent, and the old one's just nothing. See, I didn't mind this skin for this Atlas. Like, I quite like this. I do think this looks really good as well. A lot of, like, really crazy out there skins now. I guess Nez is another one. I think I've got Emperor on here. I do like the default Frost Prime helmet, but I think his body was pretty lacking. Boss, Grendel, Harry. That's Grax. I don't like the way he looks, but I think these two are pretty well designed. I think Atlas is the only new Prime that I've got since coming back. Got Protea. It's pretty well designed. What was the other one? Sevagoth. I quite like him too. Oh, Zaku. Zaku's a weird one because he like strip away so much of his skin, like his armor, when you're using him. Not really sure what I think of Ureli. I don't have her yet. Got a former on there. Valkyrie Prime. I don't mind Valkyrie Prime. I like the fashion I've got on there actually. We should be maybe a bit over the top with the attachments. I quite like the way she looks in general. Except they don't put relics for Nidus on Railjack. Well, I'm up for more reasons to play Railjack, but I don't know if the relic grind would be the way to go. So if I do this, I guess I could put an aura. No, just do a regular former. Change that to a dash. So that dropped the umbral for the time being, which I can't fit back on at the moment. 2 points. 6 by default. 6 as well. Because of course it is. It's fine. Let's run without it. So you might just get rid of that now. Sortie, Steel Path, Rescue, Mobile Defense. Let's go and see if there's any alerts or fissures that are mobile, defense, or rescue. A couple. I can do that next. I don't have any abilities, but we should be fine. Guess the ancient healer can carry us on the defense if nobody else shows up. I think you get pretty good luck finding people in these. People are always trying to grind this stuff. It's a rescue, so abilities are irrelevant. Swap weapons, so I'm not getting the weird aiming every time I try and glide. I'm stuck behind a friendship door because of course. You do actually need to be killing enemies here. What the hell is that? Oh, it's the mower body going nuts. Let's just stand here and mash this. What's up, Seeker? It's working on that wave at the moment. Here we go. Not sure if my one will kill stuff now. Seems to. Hoover Lich. It's definitely not great. Maybe just not on the heavy. Exactly sure how to get out of there. I wonder if... I assume my allies killing stuff doesn't count towards my night wave. That'd be too easy. And their shields are tanky. I don't know if the element carries over to my one. I assume it would, in which case I think corrosive heat, obviously not good for Corpus.
We exist to strike to win. The lesson ends.
I guess it's also a rank 1 ability now too. So just formed. Didn't even try the envoy. Rush. I don't really remember what that is. Do the mobile defense. I guess we'll do all of these. That's why not, but the mobile defense done first. There might be some fissures I can grind for the last couple as well. Let's do them. I don't know, 40 left. Get all Nightwave done. Sortie, right? So I guess I have to do 3 days worth of sorties then.
I need access to a terminal. Find one and patch me in.
So if we're going up or not. I guess this will get me, well,
Here is a terminal.
should do a lot towards my
Get me in.
1,000 kills infested. You really consider... I never really consider infested to be part of Steel Path, but obviously they are. I guess whenever I think of it, I only think of Grenier, which is kind of weird. Seeing as I did the whole star chart. I could probably put combo duration on my melee as well. Pretty sure that applies. That's his one. I haven't really looked at my stat stick in a while. My actual proper one, which I have a ribbon for and everything.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Did Hitler die? don't ever really see the disruptors attacking me, but anytime they're near me, my energy just vanishes. I don't think they have an aura, so they just must be hitting me when I'm not looking. Oh, I swear that was a clean 100k on that guy. I don't think I've used a Riven Sliver at all yet.
All data logs indicate there was a broken artifact somewhere here. Get to it now, defend it, and then we can leave. Artifact found.
Weird to hear I pronounce it like that. Orokin. I've always thought of it as Orokin, so I guess, I mean, if it's in the game pronounced like that, that's how it is.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. Multiple
I'll use my 4. I'm definitely not losing energy over time from them. %20 done. 200. Not sure how well the targeting works if they're held in Nezza's spears. Seems a little funky.
Still working on it. To the
I forget what kind of range his 3 has when it's maxed. I think I only mod for 145 range. I think it's still pretty decent. Kind of hearing Nezza's sounds makes me want to play him too. Pretty solid frame these days. So these guys drain energy. Parasitics. Put him ace up. Thought Nezza had lava, but I guess that's just my dog doing it.
The odds were against us, but we did.
Progress will probably hit. Oof. I just took a hit. We'll probably hit 1,000 just from doing all the steel path alerts. Which I think one might have been a capture, so maybe as much there. Violence, eh? Violence used silence. That pit I just jumped over, I spent hours trying to train one of my friends how to bullet jump across. Took her a very long time to get the hang of it. Very fond memory of very early Warframe. She came from a game, MMO, which she was supposed to play with the mouse, which she didn't. I don't know how she managed, but trying to get her to control Warframe movement and use a mouse at the same time. Quite the struggle. Is that 5 impact procs on an Acolyte? I didn't notice. Why would that be weird, though? Can't do anything there. Another rush, right? So I was thinking, that was capture. Grenier Assassination. So Titania is Tarragor. I'll do the Sab. 4 stack limit? I thought everything could go to 10 stacks. Is it specific to impact? I don't know what the impact proc does either, now that I think about it. It used to... I don't know what it used to do. I think they wanted it to ragdoll at some point, but I think they were talked out of that.
The art of combat must be practiced to truly master the canvas of war.
It's kind of a defense at the end of this, so we'll get some kills there, I guess. There's Rage. I was talking about having to farm that from crates. Just got given one. But I need it on this account, but... Wasn't sure if this tag would be able to kill, but we can get him down eventually. I think those explosives are screwing me up. Can't kill this Osprey for shit, that's for sure. Guess it's dead. I thought casting 4 used to give you some rubble as well, but I guess not. You can certainly feel that minus 20% fire rate from putting my crit mod on. Obviously it's not crazy, but it is noticeable. The exception of impact, which can stack 6 times. Interesting. What does impact do? That was weird. Felt surreal that I was like floating towards him, and surreal that that rocket was just doing donuts. 2 surreal things in the same instant. Stagger and then opens to Parazon Finisher. Oh. I don't think I've Parazon Finished anything that I didn't need to for quite a while. I'm gonna punch this guy, I wonder. Answer is yes. Then I get like a brief invulnerability period after each punch. So I'm just infinitely invulnerable when I'm punching a boss? That seems crazy. Even if stack is present, yeah. There's the guy to the end. Guess here's a use for my 2. Yeah, Rage. I remember having to actively farm this, go box hunting. Super dry. Left us. So we got the rush. We Got the assassination. I kind of want to do both on my own. I guess I want to look at my rush, my Archwing setup. The one I'm thinking of rush is you get to the end and then you prevent like 3 ships from escaping. If it's the one where there's a ship just flying around, not very fond of that. We've got the Velocitus. Kind of want to try this in space. I haven't done that yet. Radiation Toxin. Not sure if that's what I want or not. I always think that all the rushes are... Oh, it says Corpus, so there you go. Wait. Oh. Oh. Let's go and have a look at this. I farmed Tarragor the other day for Equinox. So I don't actually need a lot of energy for this. $16,000 rush. So this is what I was thinking of. Always want to have the Amisha just for its 1 so you don't bounce off all the walls. Can't refresh the 1 though. Also makes you immune to these slow effect of these mines that are hitting you.
The transport is almost ready to escape. Almost there.
Interceptors. They're flying right past you. Even intercept.
Wasn't so bad. Easy. Would it be a good thing to bring back Law of Retribution and be put on a timer instead of a daily thing? Well, I don't think... I mean, sure, I'll bring it back, but the reason it was removed won't be affected by whether it's a daily or a timer, right? The problem with it was that it would require too much upkeep. That's the reason given, anyway. Anytime they would update the game, it would somehow affect the raids, and they'd be putting heaps of man hours into fixing all that stuff. For it to be worth it, because only like less than 1% of the player base was actually doing it. So sure, I'm for it being in the game, but from a business perspective, if their I guess their reason is true, which may or may not be. It doesn't make sense to bring it back on a timer or daily. So I kind of would expect them at some point to reach a finished product, so that wouldn't be a problem, but I guess I'm not a game developer, so there's probably things I don't know about.
Alarming strides in the field of
That's not as easy as it seems.
would not only reverse centuries of deterioration due to excessive cloning, but also allow for stronger and deadlier genetic modes. Eliminate Gregor and put a stop to his work.
Lotus, barking at you. Always so calm, always in control. She doesn't care about you, Jack. She doesn't love you, not like I love the two men.
How does he hear the Lotus, I wonder?
Very excited
How does he know what she's saying?
anticipation. I always learn so much. A live dissection.
The raids daily, they were, yeah. Once a day.
Dissection? No, 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 no.
24-hour timer, I think.
Your death will be...
Let's see if my 1 will keep me alive here or not.
You must be feeling
Let's see if my 3 does anything.
Let my gavel ring justice on
Not the best damage. But he can't seem to do anything to me, so... certainly interesting. Let's try our weapons out. What? Did he really spawn out there? I hope not. Let's try the envoy. Okay, it looks like none of my weapons are very good for this. The melee weapon is a stat stick, so that's not going to do much either. No energy. I guess he's not really damaging me to fill it back up again, is he? Because I'm blocking it when he actually does hit me. I don't even know what's slowing him. Maybe worth just backing out and killing him with a more optimized loadout. Well, I guess I could try my on-call weapon, right? Corvus, interesting. What are you doing in the ground, mate? Okay, this is definitely going to take forever. I guess things are happening. On-call crew? True. There you go. Good suggestion. So we've got 3 minutes, I think, before the crew member vanishes. Ooh. That's difference. Yeah. Read that paragraph in a minute. Here we go. There you go. May have killed him, actually. We're gonna get gated by him just standing behind that door for so long, though. Gonna lose our friend here. Maybe if I let him kill me, it'll spawn the Lich. Crew member is crazy. 7 out of ignorance and lack of knowledge, but one would think that instead of removing raids entirely, instead make sure that new patches don't break old game content. Yeah, you would think, but I don't know, they were pretty adamant talking about how only like 0.2% of the playbase played it, and how much developer time was having to be spent on it. I guess the problem is that when they first coded everything, it's all such spaghetti that now trying to change anything isn't very simple, and ooh, they're not going to go ahead and rewrite the whole raid system, right? To get it in new code. Push him into the water. Looks like my on-call guy's vanished. Got an 8-minute cooldown too. And I haven't seen this guy's animation for a long time. They like basically knock you over and straddle you, I guess, and start stabbing at you. I've seen that for a long time. What if I do this? Certainly slows him down. I don't think any of my weapons are faster than my one. It's always wanted me to join them in raids, but I never did. I missed out on those cool looking Simaris. But they gave us, I think, like a month's notice. Like, if you don't have the Simaris, go and do the raids, because they're gone. Which is when I did my one Railjack run. One Jordas run, rather. Let's go over here, maybe pull him back. I haven't played Lenari, but they didn't remove it. 5 better than 0. Yeah, but Lenari is not taking up... You know, it's a two-part excuse, right? No one's playing it, and it takes a lot of dev time to uphold it, or to maintain it. So Lenari apparently is not the same, in that they've made it, and then it's stable and secure. This guy's not coming back, is he? Just one looks great. I think I use one of them on my Nyx. I think that's the only place I actually do. Of course, this would bug out on the last phase. Maybe if I had the Fluctus, I'd just be able to shoot him through this wall. Interesting thought. Okay. Fuck me, I guess. Imagine this thing had bleed on impact mod. The Archwing weapon, yeah. I guess you can't status proc that guy. Let's take a new loadout. I mean, I guess I could just take this. Let's just go exactly as we are and see what happens. So everything's fully modded. I hope some sort of raid is implemented in the future. I feel like if they do, there's going to be a pretty heavy railjack aspect to it. Also got to do the Airtan weekly.
Alarming strides in the field of gene. His work has not only reversed centuries of deterioration due to excessive cloning, but also allowed for stronger and deadlier genetic mass.
Got the predecite on this loadout too, which is interesting.
You must be feeling guilty. Need your toe.
What else do I have? Oh, the Spore Laser.
Let my gavel ring justice on your thin tin skull. I'm very excited now. Anticipation. I always learn so much. Live dissection.
Wish there was a melee variant of that mod. Some melee really need it. For example, Wukong's Exalted. So that would be a good addition for sure. I swear that looked like he just vomited that up. I'm kind of curious what my 2 damage is like. What duration do they have? 43 seconds. Nothing crazy. We do have to get through his shields. We can judge, I guess. Doing alright on his health. Probably faster than anything else I had before. Needs him for 15k. Vomited that out explains Warframe's last 2 years. Ouch. Brutal. I'm a pretty big fan of Railjack, I think, overall. Protea, very good. Sevagoth, I think, very good. Glassmaker was interesting, although I wasn't here for the whole thing. I don't really care about the plague stuff though. The prime stuff, rather. So I'm pretty sure my Bastille stripped armor last time. I mean, maybe it still is and he just has a shitload, because that damage then was pretty substantial. I wonder if the lava is what's slowing him. So the dog's doing it? Good / great ideas, but bad implementation. Railjack in its current form is a joy, if a little too easy. I really like doing Railjack fissures. I think the damage, the difficulty there is pretty well balanced. So you got level 100 corrupted enemies that are, you know, quite serious. Water jet. It'll click if I'm holding a pistol. See if he warps away or if he just comes out. It's repetitive, and I think Railjack is just a fancy loading screen on Corpus missions. I disagree. I think it adds a few new things to the game that I quite like. I like the whole min-max crew aspect as well, all the different roles. It's a shame that the pilot is buggy at the moment and won't actually kill radiators properly.
Let's get out of here.
There seems to be a lot of diversity in the builds that people go with. I don't play Sevagoth anymore apart from his helmet ability Gloom. Oh yeah, that is true. I play him a bit. I think I was playing him up until I got Atlas to level. Not that I'm on Atlas at the moment. I think he's fun to play. Maybe not like crazy good, but still decent. Yeah, that's all the Steel Path stuff done, though. Let's go and swap back to our leveling build. Go and smash out that Airtan sculpture just so I've got it. Probably not going to be 30 for a while, so I won't be able to take him for sorties, I guess. Do have to do before I run out of time. Still got over an hour, however. Sure what else? I got to do the Simaris rep. I keep forgetting about that. Got to do it before I forget completely. Out of all the rep grinds, that's the one that needs the most. So.
Hey! Welcome. Do I have any? I knew it. Okay, let's do this.
Default X-Scal with his very first sigil. Kinda cute.
Okay, the Itan treasure's marked on your map. Time to go to work.
Waypoint. So weapons, so I don't have to listen to that click every time. He's supposed to go down here, right? Cross streams.
I stumbled across a bulletin codex that said this tower was known for its beautiful Itan treasures. Unfortunately for you, it was also known for its deadly security apparatus. Oh, wow. This looks dangerous. For me. I mean, you're gonna be fine. Promise.
I always did like Maru as a character, all that dialogue.
nearby.
Grab that star.
Your job's done.
My OCD really wants me to always fill in these sculptures as soon as I get them, but with Nightwave wanting you to have empty ones, I hesitate to do that now. Alright. There was a time where these lasers were actually dangerous. Actually had to avoid them when you were doing these. Yeah, that was just before my frames had full mods. I really remember, but I do remember trying to avoid them. So it doesn't matter anymore though. Personally, I think those lasers should be... Everywhere those lasers are should be the same damage as when you activate them in the Orokin defense, and it'll just completely one-shot you. It's an Orokin defense system, right? You would expect it to be powerful. I'm sure people would bitch about that. I guess we'll go and do Simaris now. Simaris, then we do Sortie. What else do I have to do? Rescue and mobile defense, right? Sortie, steel path. So I guess I could go and do a steel path survival. Well, I guess I don't really need to if I'm going to be doing the steel path alerts every day. It's not necessary. How much damage do the lasers actually do? You mean the ones in mission like that? Like, fuck all, 50 or 100 or something? Not threatening at all. So I guess when I started, like before I even had max vitality, it would have been a threat, but not anymore. Defense one? I have no idea. It'll one-shot every frame as far as I know. It's very good for charging up Necros, Rhino Iron Skin. Plenty of screenshots on the Reddit. People showing off how high the numbers can get. I guess it wouldn't be hard to test. I can just go in there, activate Iron Skin and stand in front of it. Take one tick.
Only with true mastery of the Tenno arsenal will you succeed.
My intel suggests there are rich enemy supply caches in the area, but I am unable to pinpoint their exact location. Search them out if you are willing to shoulder the added risk.
So it begins. Pretty linear so far. We've already got runners, which is nice. Kind of made me think of zombie movies, actually, calling them runners. How no zombie movie ever did actually call them zombies. Infected, walkers, runners. I don't think of anything else off the top of my head, but it's never zombie, is it? It would actually be refreshing to watch a movie where they call it that. I don't think this is the right way. It's not. There's no other enemies in front of me. This music, the Kuba Fortress music, does not go well with the techno I have in the background. Guess I must have touched him. For him to be alert. So there are a couple here already. Sleep arrow range is not what it once was. So I think we need 50 or 60 scans total. Doesn't really take too long. I really want to add up the rep for all the things I need just to work out exactly how long it would take. Some movies or shows call them Zeds. I think my favorite zombie, experience ever would be reading the book World War Z. So it's nothing like the movie. The author kind of laughed at the movie by how the only thing that it has in common with the book is the name. But that book is pretty short. It's only 300 or 400 pages maybe, but it is so well written and so well thought out. Probably the best zombie experience I've had. All movies, games, and books included. Just like the effects that having the outbreak has on the rest of the world and how we sort of... Did I just scan the floor there? How humanity as a whole goes through the stages of evolution of combat against them. Like how we work out what does and what doesn't work. One scene I remember is... you know, you've got 100 people running across a bridge, half of them are infected. How do you tell who's who? And they basically just have like a nerve agent, which will basically just paralyze the human body in an instant. It's absorbed through the skin because it's a liquid form, so they detonate this bomb above them. All these raindrops come down, they hit the humans, all the humans immediately fall to the ground, and all the zombies don't, so then they just pop everyone else. But you got people on submarines, and you know, the problem with ever docking and coming to land is that there's so many zombies in the water or even underwater. Even a submarine docked on the bottom of the ocean was attacked by zombies because they could hear the thermal pulsing of the radar. And then like the social economical struggles that all the different nations have against one another. It's actually amazing how much detail is packed into such a short story. Kind of weird to be talking about zombies in Warframe, but there you have it. And the idea that I think they had to cross a swamp at one point. I forget why. But you know, it's, I guess, maybe not a common myth, but the idea of crossing like gator-filled waters in a swamp and just getting sucked under by a croc or a gator or whatever, alligator. And that was made a reality because all these zombies had tried to cross the river, but the mud at the bottom of the river was so thick that they just got stuck underwater. But because they can't drown, they just stay there forever, and then as you're swimming across, they'll just see your ankle, grab your ankle and just yank you down. Just like eat you while you're drowning underwater. Like what the fuck are you supposed to do about that? And a big way that they... So once we sort of survived the initial outbreak, they were sort of developing ways to like clear areas. So people were going out in like full suits of bite-proof armor, you know, clearing neighborhood by neighborhood. And one of the big strats was you basically wait for winter to come around, and the winter would freeze all the zombies because they have no kind of protection, no kind of thermal insulation. All their clothes and flesh is rotted away. Sort of freeze their nervous system so they can't move anymore, and then you just go around just shattering heads. So in summer they would just hole up somewhere in safety, and then in winter there'd be like mass genocide, trying to clear the millions and billions of zombies. A lot of really interesting like tactics and like strategy in it. Sounds like a more thought out zombie universe. Exactly. It was really, really well thought out. Like every detail had been taken into account. I really appreciate it. Like the world building was like so solid. It was really good. Let's go and look what the Sortie actually is. Allied V, Hive, Mobile Defense, and Rescue. I don't think it would matter what I take here. Does the pathogen denature from the cold? I don't actually know the definition of denature. I can guess, but let's make sure. No, it doesn't. They're still perfectly fine. You find often they'll be like half frozen and you get near them and they're still completely alive and they can still transmit the virus. It's crazy the strength they have. And another problem they had was that, you know, that they're out hunting in the winter, but the snow would come down. Yeah, they don't die. They just get frozen. But anyway, so the snow would come down and bury these frozen zombies. So then as the snow's thawing, the new threat became that as if you're walking over the snow, a partially covered zombie can just sort of reach out. They may not be able to move, but they can still like reach around and grab you. And because their strength is like so much higher than a human's, it's like gorilla strength basically. Maybe not gorilla, but like chimpanzee, I guess. Yeah, just a lot of little weird things like that. Things you would never really think of, but that they had really thought out. If this is infested, it doesn't really matter what we take. Let's just go with Warband. Just because that's what I've already got. I check out that book. It's really good. There's so much of it that I don't remember, but... Never been into zombie stuff, but that sounds intriguing. I've always had that kind of... What's that word? Like morbid curiosity, I guess? For the... I guess the zombie... archetype in general. I've never really had a super interest in them. It's always just that morbid curiosity, but that book just addressed so many issues that no other movie that I'd ever seen had ever considered. Because of that, it has a lot of my respect. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. We're over here, right? Curious if the Shet does damage to this. I'm curious if my force strips it actually, but I have no energy to find out, so super relevant, I guess. Rec 1 is my favorite. Rec 1 is really good as well. Rec 2, I forget what it was called, but I mean maybe it was Rec 2. Not so great. Definitely bizarre, but not so great. Rec 1, very solid.
I am no longer detecting signs of a juggernaut. Move on. You are safe.
I think Dawn of the Dead was a pretty good one. Just because they were such like fast zombies and it was like so visceral and so like realistically scary. Pretty decent. What these things are. One that freaked me out that shouldn't have was actually Shaun of the Dead, which is like a comedy. And I guess I saw it, I don't know how old I was when I saw it, but something about, you know, the supposed comedy of the zombies kind of freaked me out. I think the glaive would do anything, but there we go. That was the last one. Oh, the minimap is showing. Destroy the first two parts was so awesome. Fortunately, they screwed it up completely afterwards. Yeah. I didn't mind the Americans did a remake. That was okay. Were these showing on the map for the previous two? I feel like they weren't. The American remake was okay, but the original was definitely better. I think out of all horror movies, the one that fucked me up the most was actually The Sixth Sense. But I think a lot of that had to do with me seeing it when I was like 10, and my dad thought that I would handle it no problem, but I'm pretty sure that traumatized me in one way or another.
Multiple targets ahead.
I also feel like having watched so many horror movies and read so many books and being aware of so many concepts and myths and stuff, kind of makes me hesitant to go out and do things like hiking or camping or whatnot. So I'm not sure if it was really a good thing or not. What else is there? I guess there was a... What's the Rage Virus one? 28 days later? That one was okay. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't crazy good. 28 weeks later, I think was a bit crap. There may have been a third one, but I don't think I ever watched that.
There I go again, giving you too much.
Never been into horror movies. Don't think I've ever watched a proper one. Wow. I don't mind them. I don't really go out of my way to watch them. But my partner is like heavily into them, so every now and then I'll get dragged into the cinema to go and watch something.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend enough.
I have a lot of problem, not so much horror movies, but my issues with like ethical movies. So if you've ever seen Gone Girl, you know the concept of it. Or there's another one called Mother. I think it's called Mother.
Terminal spotted.
Those are two, I think they're the only two movies I've ever walked out of the cinema in. I don't really derive enjoyment out of fear. Do you go to like carnivals and stuff? You ever been on a roller coaster? One reason why I don't go out and walk the dog in the forest at night, even though I know it's safe, but there's always that one part of my brain that goes, but dark forest. Indeed. Can relate for sure. I do most of my running like after midnight, so along a dark path, no one else around. I mean, it's relatively well lit, but obviously there's no one around. But there's always that part in the back of my mind kind of freaking out. Made worse by the fact that I will usually be listening to audiobooks, which are quite often things like Stephen King. At the moment I'm listening to Salem's Lot. I guess it's always weird to think about spoiling stuff for people. I guess it's not really a spoiler. Anyway, you know, monsters in books, Stephen King, pretty good writer, pretty visceral content. It's the imagination firing.
You've got to find the terminal. Proceed and prepare.
Interesting. I thought that was actually a waypoint when I first saw it. Which is why I dived face first into it.
Here is a terminal.
Never been on a proper roller coaster either. Fair enough. Some people are just adrenaline junkies. I guess it's a similar thing for the horror movies, right? It's got me into stuff like outdoor hiking, running, mountain biking. Never to a carnival theme park. Of the two, that's probably healthier. Always been into riding and running. We have a mountain, like 30-minute drive, I guess. Maybe not a mountain. Sort of go hiking up that every month or so. My parents come along, takes a bit over an hour to get up there, and then they drive home, and then I run back down, which at a full sprint takes like 20 minutes. That's quite fun. It's quite like a touristy destination though, so plenty of people around. I guess I should think about throwing something else on this guy. I don't ever use my 1 or my 3, so I could subsume something on here for sure. don't really even need to be killing these guys, I could just leave them in the vortex. Actually curious what will happen if I do that. I don't think they would die from this damage, would they? They can't be ragdolled anymore. I think you used to just be able to kill them purely with vortex. I guess the healer aura doesn't protect. So I'm pretty sure he's in there getting thrown around. So I guess they just shit out a lot. I think they're getting stopped by this. Which is annoying. I wanted to see them all coming at me. Stop that. Oh. There we go. That system's taking damage down there. It's like I'm playing baseball here. I don't know if there's... I guess there's a time limit on them. So they expire after a time. I feel like they used to be like charge based. They could work like 10 times and then that was it. It's another mobile defense down. 24,150% accuracy. Holy shit, I'm good. It's about 45 minutes or so. Pretty accurate indeed. We still have to do the other sortie. For some reason I thought we were done. This is a quick one though, right? Rescue. Need to do 2 more of those too. So this is pretty nice. Do you happen to have any arcane menticide helmets for sale? Definitely have one, which is not for sale, but I'm not sure if I have another one or not. I don't think I do because I went through and listed everything on the market pretty recently. I got a few spare like Siren and maybe X-Cal ones or something. I think I used to have 2 and I sold 1. I reckon they're all gone.
That was a juggernaut. They were lured out by the death of infested. Halo should go away or amp up.
I don't think I have a parkour mod on, but I feel pretty quick on this guy.
High alert. The moment you enter the holding area, trigger the execution sequence. Rescue the hostage before it finishes.
I didn't ever mess around with the Nyx invigoration. I got a Nyx invigoration that gave me 75% parkour. Shit, I forget the word now. Basically the same thing Menticide did. Velocity, that's the word I wanted. 75% parkour velocity. Menticide gives you 25, you get 20% from the Tilo's Boltace. If you stack crazy strength with infested mobility, you can get like 150% more from that. It's kind of crazy. What's up, East? Sounds like an amazing invigoration. Yeah, I think it was 100% duration and 75% parkour. Hey, nice. Where you been? I just haven't been feeling the urge to play, really. After I finished Steel Path and Railjack, everything left is like pretty low-level grindy stuff. It was really sad to go from the spawn rate and the intensity of Steel Path, intensity, back to the regular game. It's kind of sad. But I guess we got Plague Star coming tomorrow. And maybe the stream after tomorrow. Not sure what exact hour it's dropping. So here we go with that. Then I may have to end up going to a new account to actually feel the progression again. Dates are normally 4 AM. Former. So it's 3:30 AM for me, apparently. 4 AM Eastern? What? If that's 3:30 AM Tuesday, then that should have happened 12 hours ago. I don't know how that works. I'm in Adelaide, yeah. What's going to be your Plague Star arsenal? Well, in the past, it was Nova and the Piranha Prime, I think, with the Sarpa for Shattering Impact. But I don't know if that would still be the meta these days. Has to be Nova. I feel like Nova is still going to be crazy good. Nova is one of the only frames that can affect the speed of the drone, which I think is going to be like a big part of it. I have to do another rescue and another mobile defense, so let's just do this one. So one more of each of these, which there's fissures for both, and then that'll be that Nightwave done. Lokivore bugs. Lokivore bugs? What? Nova and Titania? Titania obviously very good for killing the... Well, I'm not talking about squad, I'm only talking about solo. So you have to pick one, that's the problem. Gorse going nuts. Actually really like Gorse. Kuva Zar alt fire gonna be meta? I hope not, because I don't have that yet. Do we know how long Plague Star's gonna be sticking around for? We've got a Gorse and a Wukong here going nuts. Damn, they both beat me. Just opening the main door. See if we can beat them to extraction or not. I can hear Wukong right behind me. See, Atlas is not the speediest of boys. No. Oh, this fucking cold proc won't let me into operator. Ah, feature. We win. 3 to 4 weeks? Or 2 weeks? Speedbot also speeds up the Hemosite, true. Nova and Loki are the only options for the drone. Nova is better than Loki. I thought Wisp could do it as well. Like if you're inconsistent with the portals, then just having an increased speed is probably better, right? 8 to the 30th. Okay. It's pretty good. Looks like I don't have this yet. I don't have Octavia Prime. We'll try Redeemer Prime spam. Interesting. I'm always consistent with my Nova portals. I believe you.
Mission complete. The captive has been liberated. You will be rewarded for this.
My loading speed is going to bottleneck me. Right. I guess for consoles that's a pretty big problem. I'm out of here. I don't want to do a Requiem, so we're just going to do this. What was it? Sortie's Steel Path, which I'm not gonna... I don't think I'll finish that all today. I'm gonna be doing the steel things multiple days anyway. The alerts. Not sure what I'll do after this. I might have to start another sister or lich. I don't know console, but what I have is worse than the last gen. Probably worse than second to last gen. Rough. Thankfully that's not a problem for me. Got a decent rig. I feel like the last few... I mean, even my previous computer didn't really have loading issues for warframes, so... What you have must be, like, you know, Pentium era. PC here is almost 9 years old and I load just fine. Yeah, my last one was probably not quite that old, but similar. That's still fine. I can still remember the day we got our very first PC, which was... I guess I must have been like 12. It was a pretty big deal when my dad brought it home. I think he spent like $3 on it, and it was the first... I guess that was the era when computers were just starting to be a thing. Like personal computers were starting to become commonplace, but not... I mean, I guess they were still very new. I don't know what I used to play back then. I remember my grandparents, I guess my auntie and my uncle had SimCity on their PC. And mine, I had played like a Jedi Outcast, and after that Call of Duty 2, Diablo 1 and 2. It's really the only ones I can remember. Warframe does run pretty well on older rigs. It was released on older rigs. I feel like the optimization in this game has always been top quality compared to most. In heaps of like AAA titles, they don't really give a shit about that. Or at least they're definitely not up to Warframe standard. D definitely did a pretty good job with that.
Location reached. Drop the
i7 GTX 970, 18 RAM. Pretty good. Is it just me, or you can simply equip primary and aim the data mass on you without the data mass suddenly drop out? Ah, I didn't notice that. Wouldn't surprise me if that's something they would have overlooked, though. Man, the reload on this is awful. I thought I had like a vacuum effect on my weapon then, but I think that's my dog doing it. We got no Wukongs to race, so it's not so relevant this time. Can't you petrify this wall? That makes it stronger? Do more damage when you do this? It's vaulted, isn't it? Take that. 4 gig RAM. 2-core quad GTX 580. Wow. Yeah, that is old.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Monochrome got involved a couple of weeks ago. Is he... There are a couple frames that are constantly getting unvaulted while everyone else gets left vaulted. Is he Rhino one of them? I didn't think he was. Maybe it's Frost and like Necros or something I'm thinking of. Didn't I already have this? Has the Harpack got another mod, I wonder? Perfect animal captures in the Valis. Oh, that should actually be pretty easy. Maybe I'll go and get that done. Harpack. Look at that in a sec. Polarize this if I need to. I guess I'd still want like shield regen on here. Why not? Well, I guess having the duration is probably fine for the... this thing? Lava grab? Wait, there is no duration for dogs, never mind. It's only a cat thing. I don't think the other synth mod matters too much. I guess it couldn't hurt, right? I wonder if the lava counts as damaging stuff. Although I guess the lava would suck everyone in and then you hit them. You hit like 5 guys at once. It could be alright. Like shield recharge is good for the shield gating. But I don't really think I need another former on here. I think that's fine. Let's do the Wolfenfiler. Oh, it was pretty expensive prior to the unfolding. Yeah. That's around 90. Yeah, look, he's been up there for quite a while. Missed the old days of Ember being worth 1500 though. It's quite the cash cow. That yellow is kind of striking. We go with Gallium though. I think accents are fine by default. I always like the idea of having like the prime gold, but I don't think it makes so much sense on the pets. Speed Nova with Gloom. This is not the old Ember prices, yeah. Definitely not Gloom, you don't want any form of slow. No, the reason you take Nova is for speeding them up. You want the Lephantis guys, what the hell are they called? The Hemocytes to come out as quickly as possible so that you can damage them. What was I changing here in the Harpack? I think last time I did it, I didn't have power donation. So now my speed would be much higher too. Yeah, so I got 2 of the same mod. I thought if there was a duplicate, it would give you credits or something instead. I guess not. I forgot I had the Flux Rifle to level 2. I quite like that. Anything new here? Do need to buy that actually. Really into that. Doesn't apply to the mods. Right. Took me a minute to click. Right, yeah. Seems weird, but sure. 50% of damage Loki takes is transferred to the decoy and vice versa. Okay. It's kind of weird because, not that I've used decoy, but if you put decoy down, it's to draw fire, right? I guess you could shoot it off onto the roof somewhere and then you have 50% DR. But I don't know how much health it would have. Doesn't really seem that great. I think that's everything I was doing here today. Oh no, that. Orb Valis. I'll get that done. It's for Conclave. Is it? I guess that would make sense. Let's not do that in Steel Path. If there's any reason to do that. I think we can do like the pobbers, or whatever they are, and get 3 per. So hopefully we only have to do 2 or 3. Why is this? There we go. Keyword different. I made that same mistake. Find out. Where's this thing?
Observe. Our quarry has marked their passing with more than follow the tracks. That is the call of a pobber. Not the mightiest of beasts, but worthy of salvation nonetheless, despite the odor. Now you must be stealthy. Preyed upon by sorgors and vermink, pobbers will flee at the slightest hint of danger. A sunny pobber, slightly less common than your garden variety.
Where are we? Yeah, I guess you're right. It's 1 of 6. I swear that didn't used to be different. Still no Ivara Prime? No. 3 counters 1, yeah. Damn. Well. Guess we'll go on ahead and do it while we're out here. Got a Pubba. I'll do a Vermink. This one pretty close now. I guess not. Minimap. Deceiving me. Man, I missed the Itzel. Excited for Nidus Prime tomorrow? Not really. Interested in Plague Star, however. Where we at? Waypoint. Still need to do Valis captures again for the Codex. I'm put off from doing the Codex because of the rec rates, particularly the Archwing ones. Aren't the Sorgors the birds? All the rollers are the fat dudes.
The white-breasted is a popular pet when they can be tamed, not for this one though.
Some gone way over there. I find the birds are the most annoying ones to get. These rollers used to be pretty difficult before we found out you could sleep the animals with your abilities. You'd have to like shoot them in their unarmored areas. Just in the cave. No. This map is not being very cooperative. Yeah. Let's go through the cave anyway. Is this the cave I'm thinking of? There's like a secret area around here. There's a time where I was speedrunning one of these cave spawns. Maybe it was here. Because you could find toroids in here. A scannable thing. I reckon it was that little cave right there. Oh my god, this is a pain in the ass. Where is it? Now it's telling me it's way over here again. God, I hate the waypoints in this game.
There'll be creatures nearby.
Is that so hard? This is one of the Tory places, yeah. So I think I did 100 runs. I think I was probably streaming that too. 100 runs to see what the spawn rate was. I don't remember now, but it was like 20, 25%. I think it wasn't evenly split. I think one was rarer than the other two. Yeah, 100 isn't the biggest sample size.
This little fella's topside is impenetrable to tracks, so target the require more patience on your part. Spotted all roller. There's plenty of friends here. Female.
Smelly, apparently.
Ah, yes, a spotted ball roller. Let's bring it here.
I don't remember. There's like weird quirks that all the animals have. I don't really remember them. Does this lead me back to the cave? I swear it's saying there's one here, but... Fuck that noise. One over here. Red crate farming is pretty awful. I recently completed it. How? The problem is the reinforced Orokin ones. I haven't seen one of those for 5 or 6 years. I guess the golden instinct ability that Helmuth gives could help. That one crate is what's deterred me from completing the codex. Makes it doable. Alright. That's good to know. Don't start shit with me, boys.
This hideous creature is terrible to behold, but preferring to be left to wallow and hunt in peace. When riled, the bones of even the most steadfast.
Took me 378 runs to get 2 reinforced crates to spawn. In a gift of the Lotus Alert, Jesus.
Oh, a dappled Horos. What a handsome.
Would Excalibur Prime come into the game? I don't think so. I'm pretty confident in saying that D will never add him again.
This one, don't you think?
They've been pretty firm on their stance over the years. Not sure why that happened. Should only be for 5 seconds, however, so... Okay. If it was a link or a swear word or something, I don't know. I don't know what the moderation's doing. So some of these are actually necessary to be done in caves, so maybe one of them. You break the contract with every founder if they reintroduced allowing them to Sortie. I don't really know enough about that, but I feel like the company could do something to avoid it. I don't know what the contract was. What am I doing here? That's right. After dealing with all the lawyer bullshit to deal with like inheritance and stuff, like dealing with super companies and whatever, I hope I never have to interact with them again.
Good news, Stoker's are newly blind. Bad news, they hear well enough to make up for it. They're like intruders and will take multiple shots to tranquilize. So don't miss about it.
Shit. I rolled into him and touched him. I don't know if I can wait him out and make it go back to perfect, but I don't think so. Well, it says he's not alert, so I guess let's find out. Okay. I thought because I physically touched it, it would be alert like enemies are. Guess we got away with it. NCSoft bought a recolor version of a costume they gave on the Founders Pack. Same would bring Excal Umbra Prime like China has, yeah. And maybe. I don't think it really matters because Umbra Prime is just as good. Or the Excalibur Umbra is just as good as the Prime variant. In most ways. Kind of annoying that his 4 gets disabled if you get Operator. I guess he makes up for that by having AI that you can exploit. There was one closer, but I think it's near a cave and I don't want to go near it. Although I think Cupidon is actually a cave as well, so... I guess that was for nothing. Maybe not. It will lead me to a cave. Never mind. Maybe I was just thinking of the Stovers.
Ah, yes. Well, this is interesting. You've mentioned the apex predator of the Venusian Pirates. These massively framed beasts claiming the whole of the house as their domain. Needless to say,
Alright. Done. Definitely a lot less painful with Ivara. Being able to target which species you want by holding the right caller.
savage than anything else. When home is threatened, it possesses the means to defend. They like how it tastes.
Won't be released in the West? Carmine Penta and that weird electric stuff. Both are Warframe CN exclusive. Paid for by real money. That is probably an important distinction. I don't think I need that rep for anything. So we're capped out. Fancy. It was interesting just checking out random people's fashion. Is it Gara? It's a interesting looking Nidus. I don't think I like the... Oh, it's a different Syndana. Actually don't mind it. Wings certainly interesting on him. Those are not players. 15 minutes left. What to do? Lon Valis. I don't think I need anything. Oh, I guess I'm getting... Right, I'm getting these recovered. 4 Archonvolts on Deimos. I assume by unlock it just means complete. So we've got Bone Widow, which is not great for killing them. Does need leveling, but I don't really want to deal with killing them without proper equipment, to be honest. Assume this is radiation? Yeah. Take our leveling equipment, but we'll take our proper void rig to do it. Just makes it a lot easier. Did I read that wrong? Hang on. Four Archonvolts on Deimos. I guess Deimos is the new derelict, right? There is no derelict anymore. Though, what is Errors? What is that? Interesting that the Jordis is on Errors. They almost became the derelict, yeah. Oh, that's weird to think. So I guess you just do captures here. Take all the keys. Corrupted keys, yeah. Our end, yeah. Alright, we can do that. Interesting. Thank you for pointing that out. I guess I'll swap back, seeing as this is my leveling loadout. Right on there. I also actually have to build the cortege there. I've got to build all these parts at some point too. So I'm still going to have to get necromech components at some point. I'm just going to write this down to my list. So I'll remember to do that at some point. So I've got 6. There was a time where we could only equip one of these at a time. Nice that we can do all of them now. Anything else getting groups together to do this? Or running with only one key?
You are here on a capture mission. You must find, capture, and extract our target.
Gotta remember all the tile connectors, which I don't. I don't remember if there's, like in these secret rooms, if there's doors or not. Get off.
The capture target has vital information that we will need to...
See where extraction is and avoid it. I'll go everywhere else first.
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done there.
That way. do this while we're here, why not? I don't think it can appear up here, but... What's my MR? 29? I'm pretty close to 30, I think. I think I can look here, right? Pretty close to 30, yeah. Good to go, though. I think there's quite a few things I haven't got that were introduced during my 2-year break. It's like probably 50 or so things I could still collect. Slowly working my way down the list. Doesn't open. Not sure if these show up on the map, if they're accessible or not. I feel like I trust it. I definitely should, but... Okay. Damn, I'm only 4. Ways to go. Although... I kind of miss being like new and naive and not knowing everything. It would be a very good experience to be able to roll back the knowledge and re-experience the game from the beginning. So in a way I'm jealous. Alright, there's no mods on this cat yet. Live in your happy days, yeah. That explains the price drop on corrupted mods. Well, it happened years ago, right? I don't remember what these were for. Bypass Orokin encryptions. There was a reason to have those at some point, but I don't recall. Let's throw some mods on my cat real quick. I also don't know if that uses the key and I have to re-equip it. Let's find out. No. Mirage's Quest? Okay. I feel that way with many games. I wish I could play some like the first time. Sure. So we definitely want that. Seems fine. Definitely want that. Don't care about any of these, so that's good. That's good. Charges an enemy within 10 meters, dealing 200 puncture damage and lifting them for 8 seconds, while lifted damage against them is amplified by 100. So that seems fine, right? Oh, I can't. I can potato. I thought I had to guild. Stuff a potato in her. Just go and get that in there. Okay. We don't need ability duration, I don't think. Get the synth mod in there. That'll be good to begin. There are a lot of games I wish I could play like that. Just trying to remember where I had to go.
You are here to find our target and bring them to the extraction point. Happy hunting.
What? Was that always there? Vaguely remember this. A very long time since I've been in that room, that's for sure.
We cannot let our target know we're here. Track them down. Target located. Bring them in. Mission complete. The captive has been escorted to the
Supposed to go that way, so we're going the other way. It's locked. Well, I don't really have a reason to do that, so I'm not going to. Just gonna slow the runs down. Wanted to do the one just for nostalgia, but it's not really worth doing it over and over again. Is there a reason to go up? I was just up here. Just double checking. Gonna have to come all the way back. It's locked. Doesn't open. I don't think it can spawn downstairs here. Ground level first. Seems good. What's the best way to get Tellurium? I'm not sure. I think it's the Uranus, right? I forget which node, but I'm pretty sure that's where I got most of mine. Or am I thinking of Gallium? It has been a long time since I've done any kind of resource farming. Maybe Tellurium's Archwing. Archwing missions or Uranus survivals? Yeah, I feel like I did mine in the Uranus survival. Tempting, but we'll move on. Okay, mate. I feel like it's very easy to get turned around in this tile set. I think we're done in this room. Here's my alarm. Oh my god, let me through. Getting caught on every little lip. Is this another room? Or have I just returned to the same one? 3 of these tiles in one map is not very nice. That way, can go this way. Looks like I have been here though, so... Looks like I've just returned to the other one. There's also a tile that has a hole in the floor. I remember one specific instance of, I think we did like 3 laps in a full squad trying to find this damn vault. And it was like down in a hole in the floor. There we go. Two down. I should be right at the extraction room. Yeah, that's definitely happened before too.
That artifact will continue to affect your warframe. Vault artifact acquired. You'll need to extract before we can verify its function.
So I guess I'll do 2 more before I finish. I feel like this is the most common one. It's like you always get it. Close now. Well, the extraction has happened so many times for you. Definitely been there. It is nice to have 4 people looking, but it's not really too bad. Done it all solo. I guess you could take something like Wisp to sort of negate the hobbled sprint speed, right?
Find, capture, and extract our target.
Or Vault, maybe? I think Hobbled like 50%, or is it more than that? Not too big a deal, because you're usually flying through the air, but you do notice it. Ooh.
A pristine Orochi vault.
Take that.
Your warframe is being impaired by the artifact. You've got it. Something is different about this artifact. Artifacts are corrupted stay behind to guard the artifact. It must be valuable.
Take my heat dagger.
The capture target has vital information that we will need to extract. We need our subject brought back alive. Target located. Bring them in. Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captor back to base. Your part is not here for now.
It's weird knowing these tiles and then coming back and doing them in the infested variants because they've like just added new corridors everywhere. One vaults during Nightwave Zealot thing. Thinking mobile defense missions in vaults while others are doing the mission. Fair. That's one way to do it. Zealous is that like new boss thing, right? The Zealot? I think it's called. Here or here maybe?
We received intel that somebody vital to enemy operations is here. Find them and capture them.
Yeah.
Scans indicate our target is in the vicinity. Find them.
I don't think I can go down anywhere back there. This may have been that hole in the floor I was talking about. Man, I feel super lost at the moment. Can't go either way there. Great. Yeah, can't be that way. I'm finding corrupted mods in groups and some people not picking up the drop. Ouch. Loot not shared. No, it's never shared. You always have to go and pick it up. I don't think it's shared now. It's not shared with the like the drift mods, no? You have to go in there individually and grab it all. So now I don't know if I've been here or not because my usual waypoint method is a bit weird. Hey.
You've unlocked an Orokin vault. It's clean.
Oh, I see what you mean. Really? I didn't think it was shared like that. Maybe here it is.
Until we get you to
I don't think it is in the drift areas though.
vault artifact acquired. You'll need to extract before we can verify.
You don't have Hema built in the dojo, not yet.
What's wrong.
That's the only thing I don't have.
Capture them quickly before they escape. Excellent work.
Able my former to a different clan. Sorry, all my
Your part is done here, Tenno.
shit. What's the resource? I don't remember. Mutagen to a different clan, and then left that clan and built my own, and then had none to build my own Hema. So. Don't have it, bought it from the market. Well, the clan that I did donate to ended up finishing it, although they're a bigger clan, so they needed like 20,000 mutagen or 100,000 or something stupid. I got garbage mods from all four. But I did end up getting the Hema blueprint, so I built it legit. I just don't have it researched in my dojo. But I think that's me done for today. Hopefully we come back tomorrow. I guess we'll be doing Sisters if Plague Star isn't here. Yeah, Liches and Sisters probably. And hopefully Plague Star will rock up, and then hopefully I won't get immediately burned out on that. Moon Clan needs 500k, yeah. I don't think it was Moon, it might have been the next one down, but it was a stupidly high number. We fed the frame to the... We fed Atlas to Helmuth, didn't we? Getting pretty close, it's quite the garden. That one like near his left thigh, I guess. It's kind of weird. An umbral flower. Anyway, I'm off. I don't think I have to form or anything. Let's double check before I leave so I don't forget. Nope, we're good. Back tomorrow, hopefully. See you then.